I'm not over serpent spelled with a Y right now. I'm still hung up on that. Very cool.
How do you, is it just pronounced serpent? Do you think it's serpent?
Well, you say syrup, right? So serpent makes sense. You say syrup. Serpent.
Yeah, syrup. Syrup?
Syrup.
Syrupy? I don't know. That depends.
I feel like if you're in the South, you're saying pass me the syrup, right? It's like
I feel like this
serpent.
is a regional attack on some people.
You're tuned into the GOCast podcast, your one-stop shop for updates, news, tips, and community in the world of Pokemon Go. Thank you for listening.
Dip your toes into autumn with the Harvest Festival event.
2 new debuts will truly be the apple of your eye.
And more on this episode of GOCast. Hello and welcome to the GOCast podcast, episode 342. We're getting close to 350. That snuck up pretty quick, didn't it? I'm your host, Chris, and as always, I'm joined by Kyle.
Hiya.
Who's my co-host? Hey.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going? We're recording technically before noon, which is a rarity for us. It's September 27th, a Saturday morning. I still get to say that for the next 6 minutes. So I'm going to use that as an excuse for anything that might go wrong. Just up front. It's good to hedge your bets, you know? Okay. I just want to assure you, Kyle, that this past week has been completely normal.
Uh-huh.
It's been completely normal.
It has been completely normal.
And to that end, I have been having quite the experience seeing all the Dunsparce and evolving into my Dunsparce and running out of my shiny Dunsparce that I had a stock of, that none of them are 3-segment. Have you evolved a single 3-segment yet at all?
No, I've only evolved like 2 or 3 though. So
no, I gotta tell you so we're in the same boat though, more or less. I saw a post on Twitter, not X, on Twitter, that somebody was posting a screenshot of like their collection of like 8 shiny Dunsparce that they had evolved in like 7 regular ones, and they were all 2-segment, and they were like, man, I thought the 3-segment was really rare. Wow, I'm so lucky. And because they were counting the head as a segment. And then just the replies of people just bursting their bubble.
Oh,
No. I feel so bad for that person. No, I didn't see an OP reply at that point. It was still a few hours old, so maybe they went to bed or something. But oh my gosh.
I love it.
I know, me too. I was like, yeah, get him. That poor trainer.
Look,
sucks.
if you only evolved 1,
yeah,
I could see you be like, oh, that's got 3 segments. But then if you evolve like 10 of them and they're all the same, you got to be like, are these the 3-segment ones? Now I have to go look.
100%. The funny part is them thinking that, oh, this is supposed to be rare, but all 17 that I've evolved have all gotten it. Like, no, come on. Like, at that point, go Google it. Like,
yeah, right?
You gotta be sure, right? If I had 2 in a row, I'd be like, wait a minute. I don't know if what I'm looking at is what I'm looking for. Like...
Yeah.
Anyway, to this end, we did set some goals this past week since last Saturday, and they did involve the Dunsparce in some capacity. So let's take a look at those really quick before we get started here today. By the way, we have a very news light show today, which is kind of a nice change of pace as opposed to the last few episodes. But that doesn't mean we don't have any news. We do have some. We have 3 pieces of news, really. Well, actually, like 1 and 2 accessories. So we'll get to that in a minute. But first, Mr. Kyle, did you do Giovanni again in parentheses?
No, I didn't.
Why? What excuse do you have?
I'm on the leaders.
Okay. What was
and I was like,
I
did not get the ones I needed for my balloon, and I was like, my time was committed by the time I got to the leaders. I'm like, okay, well, now I'm sad that we're recording so early on Saturday.
Yeah, that's true. That's how it works. But you would have been so out of luck for Thursday then.
Yes, 100%.
Oh, okay. All right.
Like that was a no chance. But I totally forgot when we recorded last week that I was not available Thursday until like Monday. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
I didn't bring this up.
No, it's cool because on my calendar I was also unavailable on Thursday at our time, and so you beat me to it. So we were both a little late to the gate there. But no Giovanni, huh? Okay.
No Giovanni.
500,000 experience.
I did do that.
Okay.
Got a couple of friendships.
Good.
Evolved some Pokemon. Good times.
Good. Wow, he played the game this week, folks. Alrighty. Evolved some Pokemon, you know.
Yeah, there's an evolution bonus because of the event.
No, there is. And our friend Alex, he hit level 50 this past week.
Crazy.
It's crazy. He said he did like, what was it?
1.2 million a day, basically.
That was that. But for this evolution experience, he said he did event, he did like 350 evolutions or something like that. And
that's a lot, but it's not that many.
Not for me, man. Not for me. And then a shiny Dunsparce. Did you grab one of those?
Does evolving a shiny Dunsparce that I have count?
Yeah, of course.
Then yes, I did.
Okay.
Do that. It was not 3 segment. I was sad.
Mine
1% chance.
Neither.
What you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? Try and try again. That's what it's gonna be. And you know they've done now is they've made me want more shiny Dunsparce in a capacity that I did not want them before. So mission accomplished. Niantic Games, good job.
Look, I remember when Scarlet Violet came out. There was somebody on YouTube making shorts. I'm assuming they were also streaming it of evolving shiny Dunsparce until they got a shiny 3-segment Dunsparce.
Okay.
And they named every single one a different name before they evolved it. And they didn't stop until they got one. Do you want to know how many they had to evolve?
2,000.
No, not that much. It's 1%. So that'd be kind of crazy.
300.
It was about 300.
Okay.
Like 320 or something. And I'm
320.
Like,
wow, that's really out of odds.
Shiny Dunsparce.
That's very out of odds, man. And getting the shinies in the first place. No, thank you. Okay. Well, speaking of, I also had shiny Dunsparce on my docket here, and I did do that. So Yahoo, shiny Ditto. No, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
What was I thinking?
I saw that and I was like, should I copy Chris? I'm like, no, I'll copy the other one.
No, I kind of thought, I was hoping that they would be more common because they mentioned it in the event. It wasn't really. Wasn't really.
No.
And then 50 eggs, I got 44. So 1 out of 3. You kicked my butt, man. Good job.
I did get another shiny. I got a shiny Audino.
Oh.
I was like, sure.
Oh.
That's cool. We take that, I guess. That's that was a pink shiny. Or was a pink Pokemon.
It's close. It's adjacent. It's goal adjacent. That's for sure. If we're talking about stuff we got this week, boy, oh boy. I got a shiny Whismur out of the wild. Wow. But more importantly and much more excitingly, I hatched a shiny Chingling, which is cool.
Okay.
And then in the realm of hundos, I got a Teddy Ursa. So now I have a Hundo Ursa Luna.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's good stuff. It's good stuff. All right.
That's pretty good.
That's all right. It's the comfort I have in the dark night of reviewing how I didn't hit any of my goals besides the Dunsparce I already had. So anyway, that's it for goals. Mr. Kyle, I'll send you the belt or whatever. Let's hop into the news. We got stuff to do. Yo, what up? It's the news. Alrighty, I got an event sandwich for you. I got a little thing, and then a big thing, and then a really tiny thing. So that's what we're gonna do. That's the format. Locked in, sitting down, or running, or whatever you're doing, driving, working out, delivering mail. You could be doing all sorts of things. This first thing is called "Dancing in the Moonlight." We love that song. It's a classic. But here's the thing. There's a little bit of a catch. This only applies to you if you are in Japan, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Korea, Indonesia, and Singapore. This will take place on Saturday, October 4th at 10 a.m. to Wednesday, October 8th at 8 p.m. local time in those areas. There's going to be a featured Pokemon of Clefairy. It will appear in large numbers in the wild for 5 minutes at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. each day. Very small window of time. Event bonuses include a daily adventure incense is more likely to attract Clefairy, and there will be a free time to research where they give you a chunk of XP and Stardust, encounters with moon-themed Pokemon like Umbreon, wearing a moon scarf, Teddy Ursa, Lunatone, and Bunnelby. Bunnelby? Maybe the rabbit has some sort of significance. And more. And that's largely it. So if you're not in those areas, don't worry about it. But if you are in those areas, it's something to be aware of, especially if you're looking for shiny Clefairy and stuff and you haven't seen a spotlight hour in a hot minute. So that's cool. But that's kind of it. No debuts. They don't even say what event this or holiday this is for.
Hey, okay, thank you. I was going to ask. I was just curious. Usually they mention like what it's tying in regionally for people who don't live in that region, so we can kind of like
learn,
maybe relate or connect to it or something.
Yeah.
I went to look at the note. I was like, did Chris leave something out here? No, it just doesn't say.
Nope, it just does not say. No. Unfortunate, because in the past we've talked about how it's really cool that they do these localized events, because it's like a great platform for us to learn about other cultures and things, which is like a unique thing that Go can do as a global game that's location-based. So if this is based off of some sort of event, I'm a little disappointed. We don't know what it is.
This is not the first time they've done this either, like this event. I think they've named it differently, but the Clefairy and the Moon themed something.
Something. The Clefairy and the Moon themed something. Yeah, something like that. So that's happening. If you're in those areas, have fun. Tell us how it is. Love to hear how the 5 minutes of large number. I hope it's a ridiculous amount of Clefairy. I hope it's covered. That'd be so cool.
Probably not.
No. Okay.
Probably just replace all of the spawn nodes with a Clefairy instead of.
Yeah. Hopefully community day style. Yeah. So let's go to the next piece of news, which is the big one we have for this week, Harvest Festival. This will be running from Friday, October 10th at 10 a.m. to Thursday, October 16th at 8 p.m. local time. There's going to be 2 debuts, and they're both fantastic, Diplin and Hydrapple. These are evolutions of Applin. Well, actually, Diplin's an evolution of Applin, and Hydrapple is an evolution of Diplin. So if you are aware of the Applin evolution line, it has a split evolution of 3, and one of those evolves 1 stage further. We have Appleton and Flapple as evolutions of Applin, and then Diplin is also an evolution of Applin, but that one can evolve into Hydrapple. Did you catch all that? Do you need a visual aid? I sure did. So you can use 200 Applin candy and 20 syrupy apples to evolve your Applin into Diplin. And you can evolve Diplin into Hydrapple using 400 Applin candy and by catching 7 Dragon-type Pokemon with Diplin as your buddy. Quite the steep ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot, especially for a Pokemon that's rather rare. So if you haven't been using your Silver Pineapps and stuff, well, there's an event bonus for you, I suppose, but it would have been helpful had you been doing it up until this point as well. So apples, beginning during the Harvest Festival event, you might discover syrupy apples. Apples have an increased chance of appearing at Pokestops and active mossy lure modules, and tapping on them will award sweet apples, tart apples, syrupy apples, or encounters with Pokemon, including Applin, if you're lucky. Event bonuses include 2 times candy for catching Pokemon with Pineapple berries and Silver Pineapple berries. Increased chance to encounter Shiny Pumpkaboo and Shiny Smoliv. That's just a nice little bonus. We love that. Increased chance for apples to appear at Pokestops with an active Mossy Lure module. For wild encounters, they've gone back to their old sinful ways and not giving us a full list. So they just said, hey, Miltank, Combi, Smoliv, and more. You might even encounter Applin. So it's cool to see that they're putting Applin in the wild in addition to the apples. Lies? What do you mean lies?
Lies. I'm saying it's lies. You're going to see almost no Applin in the wild. So.
Yeah, you think it's just going to be in the apples?
Yeah.
All right.
Almost exclusively.
Okay. It'll be rare. I mean, they did put it in with the rare verbiage, right? You might even encounter. So that would track.
Yeah, but like, look, we've seen enough events that you might encounter has such a broad spectrum. That's like, hey, it might be on your nearby. If you've never encountered it before, it will be a shadow and it'll be like 2 miles away.
Yeah.
Or it might be, hey, you'll find these 1 in every like 20 Pokemon. Like,
that would still be a pretty good return, honestly.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes the rare is not actually that rare.
Right. That would be great, especially if it's also predominantly in apples, because then you'll have a lot of good opportunities to get your Applin candy that you so desperately need. But there's more to this event. Not much more, but there is. It paid time to research because, of course, $4.99 US, 2 times Mossy Lure module duration, increased chance to receive berries from Pokestops, including silver pineapple berries and golden raspberries if you're lucky. I do not need more golden raspberries. Give me an opportunity to exchange mine for other berries, please. Or just throw them out for a return. 30 silver pineapple berries. You'll get just a stack of those, I guess, or multiple stacks of smaller amounts up to that amount throughout the research. 3 Mossy Lure modules, which is actually a lot of value, honestly. Encounters with Applin and more. So this is a good way to really supercharge your candy acquisition if you're really worried about it. Field research task encounters, do those, and you'll earn encounters with event-themed Pokemon, including Pumpkaboo, Applin, and Smoliv. And there will be collection challenges. You can do those, complete catch and evolution-focused collection challenges to receive 1 Mossy Lure module, Stardust, Syrupy Apples, and encounters with Applin. So lots of Applin tucked in everywhere here. So they really want to make sure that we have ample opportunity to pineapple and silver pineapple them preferentially and get our candy. So Kyle, what do you think? You're a big Applin guy. Is this event cool or what?
I mean, I love Applin. I have to wait to see how many Applin I see during the event. The debut of Applin was not that cool because I don't think it was common enough, but
okay.
Not a fan of the candy cost to evolve the Hydrapple. I think it's a bit ridiculous. On top of needing the 20 syrupy apples, you need 400 candy. It's just too much.
It is a lot. I mean, I will say for the other ones though, I mean, Appleton is 20 of its type of apple and 200, and the Flapple was 20 and 200 as well.
But it's only one evolution.
Yeah.
So like, if it was like 200 candy, 20 apples for Dipplin, and then Hydrapple was only like catch 14 dragon types and no candy, that wouldn't be so bad. You could make the first stage cost 400. They'd be equal. I just don't think it makes sense that it needs to cost 600, but it's whatever.
Total. Yeah.
It's nice that the release event for it is increasing the candy you're going to get if you're using the pinup berries. That's great. It's going to feel really bad for everybody else who doesn't get it during this event, though.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's it. No, I like shiny Pumpkaboo, and I don't have a shiny Smoliv, so maybe I'll get one of those.
You don't?
I do not.
Do I? I have one.
Yeah, I don't think I played very hard on its release, and I think this is the only second time it's really been featured, but I could be wrong.
I think I think you're right. I think featured is a shiny. Yes.
Yeah,
definitely. I forgot. I've got the Hundo regular family, all 3 of them. I need more shinies though, dude. I've only got the one.
Colby as a wild encounter is also great.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. So what I'm curious to hear from you is, since Applin has only really been in the wild for a short period of time and rather rare outside of its introduction event, how much candy are you sitting on, and have you done evolutions for Applin and Flapple, or sorry, Appleton and Flapple yet?
Definitely not, and no, not very much candy. I've got 150.
Okay, total, and you haven't done any evolutions yet?
Correct.
Okay, I've got 520, and I haven't done any evolutions yet, but I've got 40 of each of the apples.
I am not around people putting down Mossy Lures very often.
Yeah.
So almost all the ones I've caught have been around events and people putting down lures otherwise for them. When I go out and I play community days at the local community college near me, there's always a couple of other people around throwing down random lures, and sometimes it's obnoxious. Like if I see another magnetic lure, I'm going to throw up. But those magnetic lures out of here.
They're not. They are rarely appropriate. When they're appropriate, they hit. But I see a lot of Mossy lures. So whenever I see an apple, I'm clicking on them. You know. So, hey. And pro tip, folks, if you click on those apples and it's like, oh man, a Squovit, I don't care about this, and run away, don't do that. Catch that Squovit, because it can also drop the tart and sweet apples and stuff that you need. So you still want to catch those. That's a good idea to do. Yep. All right. Well, we're looking forward to Applin, we're looking forward to Dipplin, and we're very much looking forward to Hydrapple. Maybe not so much the grind to get them, but I don't know. It is kind of nice to have to grind. I'm saying that because I'm sitting pretty with 520 already before this event. It's very easy for me to say, oh, no big deal.
Yeah, but have
That's
you
okay.
evolved Flapple and Appleton?
No. So
okay, you need
really only have
1,400
120.
candy to evolve each one once for a dex.
That's fine.
I'm just saying, you're not sitting that pretty.
Well, if my only goal is to get Hydrapple, I'm pretty close.
Okay, yeah, but why you gotta disrespect Appleton like that?
I'm not trying to disrespect Appleton. This is just an order of operations. You understand?
So, see, okay, here's a question before we move on.
All right.
We've talked about it. Applin has a Gmax form,
Yes.
but it is the same form for both of them. How do you think they're going to do that? Do you think we get to catch an Appleton and a Flapple if we do a Gmax Appleton or Flapple?
Think it's going to be as disappointingly simple and not necessarily their fault. They will just offer Gmax battles of both.
But like, what do you catch?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I think that because then that's a huge. That's just like.
I think it's a chance.
Then that's like, what's the point of evolving one type of thing? You know, go do the Gmax.
Yeah, but I think you're only going to get Appleton or Flapple, right? I mean, you're not going to get because
the Hydrapple is its own thing, which is probably why they made it cost more.
100%. Yes,
rude still.
Well, yeah, and then it's kind of sitting in a weird spot. It's one of those Pokemon where like its stat spread and its abilities like really shine in the main series games and are unfortunately like super diminished just because of the format of Go. We'll get there. We'll get there. We're going to spotlight that Pokemon a little bit later, but anyway, that's Harvest Festival, folks. Get ready. It's happening in a week. This week is Steel Skyline, the Duraludon event. So we've still got that ahead of us. So that's what our goal setting is going to be. But the week after that, so next week's episode will be probably will be goals set around the apples. So we'll see. We got one small little last piece of news, and then we've got a bunch of other stuff for the rest of the show. But hey, if you're going to the Pokemon Go City Safari Vancouver, they put out a Know Before You Go. This will not apply to a lot of people listening to the show, so we're not going to cover it. It's not really that important. But there is going to be a link to it in the show notes. Go take a look. There's some helpful information on there like transit and places to go and meetups and all that good stuff. So if you're going to Vancouver for the City Safari, go check out that article. Super duper helpful. Yep. And hey, it's September 27th right now as some of this recording. So keep your eyes out for the October update. It should drop any minute now, honestly. It should be, It could very well be out on socials and stuff by the time you're listening to this episode. So we'll cover that next week as well. Cool. Nice, short and sweet news section. Boy, this never happens. Okay, we're going to take a short break, and when we get back, it'll be time for PokéLore.
And we're back with PokéLore. This week we're doing Dipplin, the candy apple Pokemon, and Hydrapple, the apple Hydra Pokemon. The two most aptly named Pokemon categories of all time.
Oh, yeah.
At least recent Pokemon. Thank you, Pokemon Company, for actually giving them appropriate categories.
Thank you, localization team. We love you.
Yeah. Anyways, Dipplin is a worm-like Pokemon that lives inside an apple. In contrast to Applin's other evolutions, Dipplin bears a strong resemblance to Applin. Unlike Applin, however, Dipplin appears to be composed of a pair of separate creatures known as worms, spelled with a Y. The head and tail visible outside of Dipplin's apple appear to belong to two different ones. The head belongs to the foreworm, while the tail belongs to the core worm. Both of Dipplin's bodies are light green with a yellow-green underside, and the foreworm's head has two large yellow leaf-like eye stalks with small black pupils and a tall, thin protrusion similar to a thorn or an antenna. The core worm's tail that sticks out from Dipplin's rear has two leaf-like features on it.
It's cute.
Dipplin's evolution is said to have been triggered by the syrupy apple found exclusively in Kitakami. The pair that composes Dipplin works together inside their shared apple. They are capable of producing syrup, which they use to coat their apple in layers. This syrup has a fragrant scent that captivates Dipplin's opponents. They can use the syrup to engulf their opponents and hinder them. Dipplin and its evolved form Hydrapple are the only known Pokemon capable of learning the move Syrup Bomb, and the only known Pokemon that have the Super Sweet Syrup as an ability. Those are both very good in the main series games.
Yes, they are. Yeah. I know my buddy Alex, who I mentioned earlier, was running a Hydrapple like seriously in his team and was all about this.
Oh, yeah. For Hydrapple, it's a Pokemon composed of 7 symbiotic creatures known as serpents, living within an apple-shaped structure completely made out of red syrup. Each serpent has green leaf-shaped eye stalks with... What?
They spelled serpent with a Y. I just noticed that.
They did. I was like, it's like a serpent?
Serpent.
Syrupant? Like syrup?
Yeah. That's great.
I'm going to keep saying serpent. I'm sorry. Each serpent has green leaf-shaped eye stalks with yellow eyes, a long green body with a pale yellow underbelly, and a tail tipped with leafy green ornaments. 3 of the 7 serpents are always visible outside of the syrup apple. The central serpent, which is the dominant entity in the system, rises from the center of the apple, and the 2 serpents' tails emerge from its rear. The central serpent has the longest body and is further distinguished by its 2 horns. The left horn has an apple impaled on it, which appears to be the same apple that the Pokemon inhabited when it was an Applin. The 4 other serpents composing Hydrapple are usually hidden within the syrup, with only the tops of their closed eye stalks visible from without. Sometimes the 4 hidden serpents emerge from the syrup so that 5 of the Hydrapple's heads are visible.
Yeah, for like a move.
To move, Hydrapple's 2 tail serpents work together to push its entire body across the ground. The 7 serpents that form Hydrapple have inconstant and fickle temperaments and rarely work together as the team. On the rare occasion that the serpents' moves align, Hydrapple unleashes its full power.
Scary stuff.
It's such... Hang on. Okay. Max CP level 40 of 3234. Level 50 of 3656. There's a stamina of 235, a defense of 186, and an attack of 216. So very rounded, but not very standout-ish in Go, unfortunately. Yeah. We don't really have a good idea for its moveset at this time. It can, in the main series games, learn Dragon Tail and Outrage, which, if it gets those, will be its best choice, but again, not very defining, at least PvE-wise.
It's tough because specialty Pokemon like this, and I say specialty because it is... It was like a featured Pokemon and difficult to get, and then also that's echoed in Go with the 200 and the 400 candy requirements. It has a lot of signature moves. It has like several moves that are just to its own.
Yeah.
So who knows what it's going to come out with at launch and how good those moves are going to be. And then if it doesn't come out with those moves, I would imagine in the future, prime candidate for a very, very fun and interesting community day, Applin.
Oh, yeah.
That would be a banger.
Applin has to get a community day in like 2 years.
Be an incredible community day, Applin. That would be, hey, you know what we talked about in the past about, hey, October's got to be a ghost. This one would get a pass.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
But huge fan of Hydrapple and Dipplin. They're so good. The Applin line is probably like one of my top 3 favorite Pokemon they've added in 10 years.
Yeah. They cooked. They really did.
Like, it's so good. And this was released in a generation for me that had a Ghost Dragon type in it. And this still competes with that as being a better Pokemon.
Yeah.
So
Dreepy's dope, but Applin.
Yeah, but Applin.
Good stuff. Hey, do you like Basculegion? Have we talked about this?
Yeah, I do like Basculegion. Is it phenomenal? No, but I still think it's very good.
Now, do you like it because it's cool, or because it's a ghost, or because it's good?
I like it because it's a ghost, and I like it because its evolution requirements are very silly.
Yeah, it is very silly.
In the game. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I want to close that loop,
Also, Basculegion is such a good name.
Is an incredible name.
It's a banger.
It is. It really is. I'm not over serpent spelled with a Y right now. I'm still hung up on that. It's very cool.
How do you, is it just pronounced serpent? Do you think it's serpent?
Well, you say syrup, right? So serpent makes sense. You say syrup. Serpent.
Yeah, syrup. Syrup?
Syrup.
Syrupy. I don't know. That depends.
I feel like if you're in the South, you're saying pass me the syrup, right? And so I feel like
this is a regional attack on some people.
That's not a regional attack on nobody. No. That's fine. It's fine. Hey, if I offended you,
no, not you. The spelling of it. Assuming that people will just pronounce it serpent.
Yeah.
When it could be serpent.
Could be serpent. Yeah. I don't like that though. I'm gonna go with serpent.
I mean, I don't either, but I've definitely said syrup, but not very commonly.
I've said syrup as well, but I don't usually use a lot of syrup on anything, so I'm not a professional on this, okay. So who knows?
Gotta move on to PokéPoll now.
Okay, let's do it.
Got a lot of answers for PokéPoll this week. But speaking of PokéPoll, last week's was, what holiday do you wish had a Pokemon Go event that doesn't, and what would it be like? First one from Modders, and he said, hello, gents. I'm pretty sure I suggested this one a few years back, but still like the idea of an in-game event for Guy Fawkes Night on November 5th. An explosive evening of fire and electric spawns to commemorate Guy's failed attempt to blow up the Houses of Parliament.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly, it also a certain host's birthday as well. Loving your work as ever. Cheers.
That's right. Bonfire night, baby. Also my birthday. Let's go. That's right.
All right. Next is from Lemurio, and they said, a real holiday which shares my April 10th birthday is the International Dark Skies Day, where people are encouraged to turn out their lights after dark for optical telescopes. Besides raising knowledge of the holiday, I think that just before sunset, you could have fun thematically with dark-colored Pokemon like Zeraora, Shroodle, and Emolga from above, and rare spawns of the telescope Pikachu. Research rewards might be a shiny Furfrou, black, because it's black, guaranteed. 5-star raids of Darkrai and Lunala, and of course, plenty of Lunatone and Umbreon. It's a holiday everyone can get behind, and good for science too.
Yeah. No, that's
right.
Wonderful.
I like that one. That's fun. It's good theming. Good theming.
I didn't even know that wasn't a day. That's a very cool holiday.
Mm-hmm. All right, next was from Sound. They said, hi, Chris, Kyle, and the GOCast listeners. Many holidays are often season-based, religious, or founded in religious roots. So I find it hard to recommend something for a game that is played globally. However, I will consent that a lot of holidays gain a sort of secular side celebration due to one reason or another. See Santa versus all the other holidays that happen in the winter. But my idea would be to celebrate International Women's Day. It happens on March 8th, so nothing terribly crazy is going on around that time. Don't talk to me about St. Patrick's Day and the green water dyeing activities of America. Hey, that is a Chicago activity. Let's not reduce.
No. The rest of America is not nearly as disrespectful to its public waterways as we are here.
It's plant-based. It's plant-based. It dissolves.
I have always thought, bro, I'm going to be run out of town. I live in the suburbs, like over an hour and a half outside the city. They're still going to run me out of town. I think it is so blasé. I don't care anymore.
I mean, I don't actually care either, but I do. It's not damaging to the water. It used to be damaging to the water. Not
used
anymore.
to be damaging to the water. Yeah, but so did all the sewage that used to run into the lake for that before they fixed that.
The green dye that goes into the Chicago River is the least offensive thing that probably goes in the Chicago River.
Yeah, no, Chicago citizens are the most offensive thing that go into the Chicago River now that they're encouraging us to kayak
Chicago citizens know not to go into the river.
But they said it's safe to swim in there. They're encouraging people now.
That's the government. Don't listen
What
to
about
them.
the rubber duckies, man? What about the duck races?
Oh, God. Okay. Anyways. We could support the game devs across the franchise with a nice blog post about the women in Pokemon, such as Atsuko Nishida, having designed Pikachu, giving this woman her flowers. That electric pal is everywhere.
Yep.
Sairu Ichishi, worked on character design in the anime for a long time. Yuka Mori, who did a bunch of cute clay designs for the trading card game. Oh, those are all so good. So a bunch of options could be picked from there. Finally, without having to ask Papa Pikachu for a lot of out-of-game permissions, they could pull from within and feature ace picks, the women who do the PvP GOCasting. Shout out to Amanda Lundberg and Stephanie Christine.
Lundberg.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I know that one for a fact. That's the only reason why.
I'm not sure if Kim Adams is still with Go, but she could be featured if she is too. If she is, anyhow, great PokéPoll. Definitely not because I want a shiny low punny at all. Shiny vibes all. Very respectfully sound.
Yeah,
And
that's a great idea.
Well, the fun one, we've done this once before, right? Was that was National Women's Day, or was that International Girls' Day?
I think it was International Girls' Day. There was the Nidoqueen thing, right?
It was the Nidoqueen thing. It was in like 2018.
It was the Nidoqueen thing. And have we done anything for Mother's Day?
I don't think so.
Gosh. Yeah, it's difficult because every once in a while they'll do like a throwaway event, not a throwaway event, but like an event that's non-annual, I should say. They're like, hey,
here's a 12-hour event, go.
Yeah, and I liked the International Girls' Day one. That was really cool. They could retrofit it for this instead. It would work just as well, and make it better, obviously, because it deserves it. But no, that's pretty cool. Yeah, then they should do highlights. They should definitely highlight DeFi on the website. Whatever they got to do that. That'd be great. And Amanda, of course, as well. But
Yeah.
we got to elevate our own here.
All right. Next response is the form of an email from Scott from Las Vegas. And they said, hello, Chris and Kyle. For this week's PokéPoll, my basic answer is that I would like to see an event based around St. Patty's Day.
Yeah.
Lots of green Pokemon and Pokemon with green shinies can be boosted.
That's
Another
all of
great
them.
bonus. All of too many. How many can we have? Everything you click on is shiny. No options. You can't get regular Pokemon.
That's right. Yeah. The shiny
Another
chances
great
are
bonus.
inverted. So it's just, if it's regular, that's the rare one. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It'd be great because it has a timestamp at the bottom. Like, I caught a regular Pokemon on this day.
That would be nuts. That would be so cool.
Hail Mary for when the game is dying.
Oh, yeah.
Another bonus could be a chance to get random Pokecoins from spinning stops, like coins from a pot of Leprechaun's gold. Also, think of the great costumes and possible in-game environment designs like rainbows, pot of gold around Pokestops, or green clover growing on Pokestops and gyms. I agree, although probably like maybe Ty and Gimme Ghoul would be the go-to there.
Yeah.
They don't want to give away Pokecoins. Let's be real here.
Also, any body of water on the map needs to be dyed green.
Now for some other wild or unknown holidays. I think it would be really cool to see them have research days on these nationalholiday.com days, like on National Farm Animal Day on April 10th, have a barnyard research day. This could include boosted shinies of Pokemon like Miltank, Skiddo, Wooloo, and one or two others in the research tasks. On July 14th, now brace yourself, Chris, it is National Be Nice to Bugs Day, and it would be the perfect for a bug-type research day.
One day.
What are some of your ideas for these holiday research days, or any research day you really want to see in the future? Sorry for long email again. Shiny vibes all. Scott from Las Vegas.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, hey Chris. My Hundo best buddy, level 50 Typhlosion, did not appreciate the booze my suggestion of Chikorita Community Day Classic got in the show last week. I'm just playing. I love the pod, and thanks for all the hours of entertainment you guys have brought me over the past 2 years. Also, Chris, I hope you get a Shundo Cyndaquil and beat my non-shiny Hundo Typhlosion.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. One of these years it'll happen. On National Be Nice to Bugs Day, it would be great if all bug type moves are super effective against everybody the entire day.
That'd be hilarious. Oh
Just
my
the
gosh.
one day a year that we shine. Bugs rise up.
Oh, nationalholiday.com is defunct now, apparently? Or is it spelled differently? Yeah, it says they're selling the domain.
Oh, yeah, they are. We're considering selling our nationalholiday.com domain name. If you're interested in purchasing this domain, please contact... no, I'm good. Although they probably could get a pretty penny for that.
Maybe. Who's going to buy it?
Not us.
Not
Let's hey, Kyle, let's buy nationalholiday.com and get it to auto direct to GOCastPodcast.com.
Okay.
And we'll just start advertising our stuff with that instead. That'd be so funny.
Next email is from the Fanuke. Fanuke? Could be Fanuke. It's not a holiday, but how about an event that goes with WrestleMania that features fighting type or Pokemon that look like wrestlers? Pikachu, Libre, Hawlucha, Machamp, Hariyama, etc.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
Banger event.
Got to include Incineroars in the wild.
Yeah, and then in gyms and raid battles, I can make the stadium have some like WrestleMania style like lighting and like octagon stuff and all that junk. That'd be cool. I understand the octagon is UFC, but I'm saying something like that, like a fighting stage.
I was gonna leave that there so somebody could be upset.
No. I don't know a whole lot about that stuff, but I know when I'm wrong on that at the very least.
Our last sponsor is from Sherman. They said, hello there again. GOCast responding to this week's PokéPoll, which was, what holiday do you want to have an event? After some thought, I've come with the idea of Valentine's Day. The event would be as simple as some theme stickers and Enamorous and raids, Love Disc, Alomomola as wild spawns, and increased friendship for the event. Would also love to see a costume mouse holding a heart.
Oh.
That's adorable. Shiny vibes, all Sherman.
So we have this already, right?
We do get a variant of this. They don't call it Valentine's Day usually, but they do call it some kind of friendship day.
Oh yeah,
friendship.
Like that. That's right, friendship.
They have a friendship event for a week where we do get the heart shinies. We get the love disc.
I appreciate.
I don't think they've done Enamorous and
inclusive.
raids, but maybe I could be wrong for like last year or something.
Yeah, you know what? Like I get the whole idea behind the whole friendship thing, but like as a single person, like it does not bother me to be like Valentine's Day. Like whatever, it's fine.
Well, I think it's more that Valentine's Day is not a international holiday.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough.
So people in Japan are not celebrating Valentine's Day.
Well, maybe they could. Maybe they could learn,
but they have their own, and they're probably saying, hey, maybe those Americans could celebrate this instead.
Do they have their own Valentine's Day?
I don't know. I'm not educated enough.
I thought you just said they did.
I said they probably have their own.
I need you to vamp.
I'm sure they have something that people tried to sell them on relationships.
Japan's version of Valentine's Day has a unique twist with White Day, a follow-up holiday on March 14th where men reciprocate the gifts received from women on Valentine's Day. So maybe they do have Valentine's Day?
Oh, maybe they do have Valentine's Day. Okay.
Huh.
Is it global?
Okay, but here. The Valentine's Day is then characterized as women giving gifts to men.
Okay, see that's
instead of like a reciprocal sort of like we do both here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think traditionally it's supposed to be men giving women flowers and candies and stuff, but I don't think there's
in the West.
Yeah, in the West, I don't think there's actually like a rule for that though. So this is cool. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is the sort of stuff we got to learn about in these Pokemon Go event descriptions. This is cool. Gosh. Anyway. Yeah, Enamorous and Raids would be sick. Alomomola and Love Disc in the Wild has been a thing for Friendship Day. But I think I'd actually be excited about catching Mousehold if they had a cute little costume like that, like the two parents holding the heart, or like the kid holding the heart. If there's two kids, they're holding the heart together, something like that. That'd be cute.
Unfortunately, it would probably be a hat, just because the Pokemon is actually already holding something in his hands.
Yeah,
so they probably don't want to mess with that.
Yeah.
I'd still be for it, though.
Heart
it
hats
would not get me to do party tasks, but
no,
I'd be for it existing.
Put it in research tasks or miss me with that whole thing. Yeah.
All right. This week's PokéPoll is, what Pokemon do you think deserves an evolution? What would it be like? Do you have an answer ready?
Oh, yeah. I've been stewing on this, actually.
All right, let's hear it. I have an answer, but
Y'all have heard me talk about this Pokemon a lot. I love this Pokemon. I wish this Pokemon was more relevant. I wish it was good. And this is an opportunity. Drampa.
Okay.
Drampa deserves an evolution, and that evolution, what would it be like? It'd be really good. That's what it would be. It would be super duper good.
You have to take it to like the logical extreme of the never-ending story design, and it has to just like extreme, like a tall boy, except it's a long boy.
Yes. Yeah, it's a Shenron style, like infinite like loops in the clouds. Yeah. What about you, Kyle?
For me, the first thing that came to mind, because I didn't spend a long time thinking about this, Snorlax.
Oh!
Snorlax deserves an evolution.
Oh, that's weird.
And like, it's such a classic Pokemon. It's amazing it hasn't had like a variant evolution or something. And I don't know. You could go either direction. You could go the evolution where it like sheds all its weight and is super like either ripped or super skinny. And that would be great. Or you could go to the other extreme, which we've sort of seen with like the G-Max Snorlax, where it just becomes enormous, like perfect sphere shaped. I think Snorlax evolution that's perfectly sphere shaped would be really good.
I would love for it to be like floating and like have stuff orbiting it. Like
see, like take the actual G-Max design, but to like an evolutionary extreme instead of just
that would be
large
incredible.
with an island. Yeah,
you know, it is rather remarkable that Snorlax hasn't had a regional, but I don't think Snorlax like migrates.
Yeah, I know. That's why
it's almost.
Munchlax has to move to get food.
That's true, but Munchlax is fine. But once it's Snorlax, then like it settles in right for the long haul, and then it moves on to like another forest to eat or something like that, like once a week or a month or something.
I don't know. You like every time it wakes up, it has to hike like a mile to get food because wherever it is actually was too sparsely words are not
filled with vegetation and
not
food.
Enough foliage. There's not enough
foliage.
Vegetation. Thank you.
Yeah. So here's a question for you though. With Pokemon like Snorlax, another like iconic Pokemon like that, is it almost untouchable? Like it should not get an evolution because it is so iconic.
I don't think so, because we get variants. Does that not count? Like Alolan Raichu?
I don't think that counts. Yeah, Alolan Raichu is fine because they just do whatever they want with that line anyway.
No, I mean I don't think it's untouchable.
I suppose they did Mewtwo X and Y, you know. They did like the Moltres Articuno Zapdos stuff. So should be fine.
So yeah, I don't think it's off limits. It's been a long time, so it feels like it's off limits, but you know, Togetic got an evolution like 3 generations later or whatever
but
it was.
Togetic isn't iconic.
And when it's not, but Snorlax is only iconic because it's now been 25 years.
That's true. Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like the treatment of like, let's throw a vest on him. Let's give him a cowboy hat. Let's give him a nightcap. Like, that's a good Pokemon to just like throw a dress up on because he just lays there and he just loves it. He's like, whatever.
Yeah, but like you don't have to negate. Pikachu gets all of the outfits. So what? It still evolves? Like,
yeah. But it doesn't evolve into anything other than Raichu.
Yes. And
Raichu's been around since the get-go. I'm just saying, like, are there certain Pokemon that like you feel like, oh, they really can't touch this? And so I guess your argument is no.
I don't think Snorlax I think Snorlax deserves it.
Do you have an example of a Pokemon that you think would be untouchable in this way? I'm sorry, I'm so hung up on this.
I feel like Kangaskhan is kind of untouchable.
The Mega doesn't count, obviously. We're talking about strict evolutions,
well, because the
right?
Mega doesn't do very much to it, actually.
The baby just hops out. It's like, ah!
Yeah. I feel like maybe it could get a baby, but getting an evolution for Kangaskhan would be really weird, I think.
I feel like a baby version is just going to be that baby Kangaskhan without its mom, and therefore just incredibly sad.
Yeah, exactly. So it feels untouchable. Like, in it, I think in the way that Snorlax doesn't, Kangaskhan feels like a complete design. Like it is full package. It even has a little bit of a narrative in it with the baby in the pouch. And Snorlax was obviously lacking because they decided it needed a Munchlax to kind of like connect the pack there, and people would like that. So it feels like there's more room for, pardon the joke, growth for Snorlax.
Yeah. You know what would break the world, the Pokemon world? Is if each of the evolutions gained an evolution beyond that. That would be
Considering
terrible.
we haven't had a new evolution in 13 years,
I'm just like,
that'd be pretty crazy.
But it's like crazy because like I would love to see a Vaporeon evolution, but I would like I think a Sylveon evolution would just be like uncool. You know what I mean? Not that the evolution wouldn't be cool, but like people would be upset. I don't know why I have this separation in my head, but like Jolteon needs love.
I think it's because the original 5, we'll say, the original 3 plus 2, plus Umbreon and Espeon, they're almost a little bit under-designed by comparison to a lot of Pokemon.
Yeah,
so
or
it feels
even
like
later evolutions, yeah.
So you can feel like it has a room to like maybe do it again.
Yeah.
Whereas like Sylveon is right on the cusp of being over-designed. So you're like, don't touch it. Don't add anything else to this. It's good.
Yeah. I think it would be probably more fitting if they each got a Mega or something. Yeah.
They should have gotten a Mega or a Gigantamax.
They should have. I mean, Gigantamax Eevee is cool, but Gigantamax
cool.
Flareon could have been sick.
Yeah.
Jeez. All right. Anyway, dear listener, if you have an answer to this week's PokéPoll question, which is once again, what Pokemon do you think deserves an evolution and what would it be like? You can answer that question. We post it on our X account or on our Threads account at GOCast Podcast. If you're listening on Spotify, you can just reply to the episode there by leaving a comment. If you're watching on YouTube, hello YouTube, please subscribe. We are literally like 8 subscribers away from the goal that I had for the end of the year of 1,000. So please subscribe. That would be awesome. We're so stinking close. Again, like I said last week, make it so Kyle has to stop. He can stop hearing me talk about it like every 3 days. Send him a screenshot being like, we're so close, brother. We're so close. So yeah, there's that on YouTube, GoCast Podcast. And if you are a patron of ours through Patreon, we have a patron exclusive Discord that you're there for a part of, and we have a PokéPoll channel in there, so post your answers there. When we read responses on the show, we pull from there primarily. And then, of course, we do backfill with other ones, including emails and voicemails. You can email us a response at mail@gocastpodcast.com or call us at 262-586-7717. And speaking of emails and voicemails, Mr. Kyle, where are we in the show?
It's time for emails.
And a few voicemails as well. All right, so let's take a look here. We've got a few voicemails to start off with. This first one is from Kevin Red Bull.
Hey, Chris and Kyle. It's Kevin Red Bull here. I was just listening to your guys' latest podcast, and I saw that you're really close to your 1,000 goal on YouTube.
Yeah,
YouTube, and
topical.
But I'm following them. It has been... gosh, since COVID, 5 years, and I have not followed you guys on YouTube. So I am subscriber number 989. That makes me the Pokemon Sandy Shot, a.k.a. Ancient Magneton.
Thank you.
On a Pokemon Go related note, I played Shadow Groudon remotely last weekend because I was hanging out with my family all weekend, and I managed to have 2 Shadow Shiny Groudon.
Oh my gosh.
I have Groudon and Kyogre Shadow Shiny. And I feel so happy and accomplished. Have you guys done anything with Pokemon Go lately to feel happy and accomplished? Let me know. So that's all I got. Shiny vibes all. Kevin Red Bull out.
Gosh, that is something. I hope you didn't have to do too many of those raids. I did like 4 or 5, and I didn't get a shiny, but they were tough to catch, those Shadow Groudon.
Yeah, they were. Those Groudon were rough.
Yep. Yeah. But gosh, anything recently that I've been proud of? I don't know, man. I'm just mentally preparing for level 80 at this point in time. Like I'm kind of bracing, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm proud that I got to level 50.
I'm proud of you for finally hitting level 50 just in time. Hey, have you put the jacket on yet? You did, right?
Yeah, I put the jacket on.
Oh, okay.
I got the jacket on.
Okay. Are you going to keep the jacket on once 80 comes out?
Yeah, I'm going to keep the jacket on.
Good
at
man.
least for a while.
Good man. Yeah. I was going to say you just got it, so it's new for you. So that's great. Very cool. All right, thank you very much, Kevin Ribble. Appreciate it, and thanks for subscribing to the YouTube. We've got another voicemail from Blind Ed.
Hey, Chris, Kyle, this is Blind Ed down in Crossville, Tennessee. I'm the old blind guy that likes to play Pokemon Go. I've been playing it since August 2nd, 2016.
Heck yeah.
Blind Zero Ed's the name, and I got some ideas. As far as improvements for the game, I would like to see an excellent indicator for when the circle gets to the excellent size. And with new establishment, new ownership, maybe they can do that. They could put a little beep in there when the size of the circle hits 0 or hits excellent, so I could tell when I can make an excellent throw. Visual people use their eyes for it. I'd like to be able to use my ears. There's a lot of blind people out there that wouldn't mind playing Pokemon Go, except it's just too difficult to navigate, really. But Apple has this nice thing called screen recognition, and it helps me play a lot. I can manage my own Pokemon and everything. The other thing is,
cool.
I'd like to have a collection challenge with the labels printed with the names, because since I can't see the screen at all, the silhouettes that y'all see, I would like to have an indicator that would tell me what I need to catch. Otherwise, I'm just guessing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun. I'm level 48 on my way to 49, just about 4 million. It'll take me a while. I will not get to 50 before they institute the new leveling up system. So I think that would be awesome to have that. But anyhow, I was just thinking the excellent throws would be an excellent way to start. And doing the badges for excellent throws would be excellent too.
Mm-hmm.
Too many excellents. But, everything else, seems to be okay. I'd like to do bulk trading. I'd like to be able to say, okay, trade the first 50 Pokemon. I don't care what they are, but, trade the first 50 Pokemon here in my list that I pull up with the first 50 Pokemon on some other game that they pull up. And do a mass trade like that and just see what you get. Anyway, don't have much else. Hope everyone has a good weekend. Have a good one, Blind Zero Ed. Catch 'em all.
No, that's awesome. That's such a good suggestion.
I love it.
And I mean, like, the excellent throws, even as an indicator for non-visually impaired, sometimes it's very hard to tell anyway. So I think all of us would definitely benefit from some sort of indication when the circle gets small enough for an excellent. That's such a great idea. Yeah.
I've lost count of the amount of times that I've hit the circle and been like, that's an excellent, come on.
Yeah. It should change color, making a sound as well. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, making a sound would be great.
And I'm surprised they don't have more stuff in their options for stuff like that. Because I wouldn't necessarily need the sound. I don't even play with sound on, right? I mean, a visual indicator would be great, but having sound indicators for just about everything seems like low maintenance for them to do.
Well, so the question comes down to, do they prioritize accessibility or do they prioritize whatever specific game vision they've decided to be stuck on?
I mean, I feel
because the idea, but we know what we would prefer, but we know what they would prefer because they clearly prefer the game design that they've decided is not budging, and that is that excellence should be harder than easier.
What I was going to say is I think we always come back to this, right? I mean, that was the main topic of discussion back in 2022 when they were rolling back COVID changes, right? Or 2021. I can't even remember when it was. 22-ish. Yeah. But yeah, no, I think Ed's saying, hey, new ownership and new leadership, maybe they could shift that just a little bit or make a good case for it, because there's no reason why. I mean, all sorts of different people with some sort of disability or anything else, something else that gets in the way of using the game as is. There's no reason why some of these simple changes can't go in. It doesn't have to be crazy. It could just be some sort of low beep or something,
Yeah, I agree. And I also, the idea of having the names of Pokemon for Collection Challenge it's not something I haven't thought of, but I haven't thought a lot of.
Mm-hmm.
That just having a silhouette, that's not enough sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, even as somebody extremely familiar with everything, I'm like, just show me the name. Like, it's not that hard.
The
right?
silhouette and
it's
the name.
Not that hard.
I mean, like, is knowing the name of the Pokemon really going to be like a spoiler or something if you see the silhouette already?
Yeah.
I don't think so. It doesn't tell you how to get it based on the name or something. You still have to find it, you know?
Yeah.
So that one tracks less for me about game vision, I suppose, from the developer standpoint. But anyway, Ed, very nice to hear from you. Thank you so much for calling in. That's great. Our last voicemail is from Saramanda.
Hey GOCast, it's Saramanda here. Recently there was a mailbag question asking what are some tips for a new player, and so I wanted to share my 2 must-share tips.
Oh, thank
for a new
God.
player.
Somebody more qualified than us.
First one is learn about quick catching. Quick catching is this trick in the game where you skip the ball shake animations and all the pop-ups that happen after you catch a Pokemon. It doesn't guarantee you catch the Pokemon, but it saves so much time when you're trying to catch everything. So it makes a big difference, especially on events like Community Day, where you're trying to catch a bajillion Pokemon in a short period of time. Instead of it taking like 50 seconds per Pokemon to catch, it takes like 5 seconds. So you can catch so much more in the same amount of time. So go to YouTube, look up quick catching or fast catching, and practice it. I say go to YouTube because it's very visual. You have to like click stuff on the screen. It usually takes me 2 hands. Some people can do it with 1 hand. Mm-hmm. But anyway, practice the technique, and you will be dramatically catching more Pokemon in no time. Okay, second tip is Mega Evolving. When you Mega Evolve a Pokemon, you'll get some bonuses for the next 8 hours. And if you keep Mega Evolving the same Pokemon over time, its Mega level will improve, and you'll get better bonuses. So this takes time to build up, especially if you're trying to do it for free. Because you can only Mega Evolve a Pokemon for free. First it's once every 7 days, then it becomes once every 5 days. So keep doing that, because when you play an event and you happen to have a Mega Pokemon that matches the event, like Flabébé Community Day, it was a Fairy-type Pokemon. So if you had a Fairy-type Mega Pokemon, you would be getting all these bonuses like extra candy on every catch, extra XP on every catch, increased chance of XL on every catch. So do that. Right now you probably only have Beedrill, maybe you have a few others. That's okay. Beedrill is 2 types. It's a great Mega. Just
sure is.
Okay, I have a bonus third tip, which is to use the tags in the game. So tagging, it's great, helps keep you organized. So I have a tag for like Pokemon I'm Mega Evolving, particularly ones I'm trying to Mega Evolve for free to like increase their level. Because once you get to like 10 different Pokemon or more, it's hard to remember which one's which. So tag lets you find them quickly. I have a tag for Pokemon I want to power up. So that way when I get a task that says power up 20 times or whatever, I'm powering up something that I actually did want to power up. I was just waiting to do it. I also have a tag for double transfer candy, like Pokemon I want to save to transfer when we have a bonus. Usually we have an event like that once a month on a Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. So if I've already tagged this stuff ahead of time, then during that window I open the game, select all transfer, and then I can close the game. Because usually I'm trying to go home during spotlight hour from work. So anyway, that is all for now, I guess. Peace, Saramanda.
Excellent suggestions. Yeah, quick catch is really kind of a non-negotiable, honestly.
I just like, what if you're introducing someone who's casual but may have growth into Go, at what point do you introduce them to quick catching is kind of my thought. Because I've known a lot of people who like to play Go, but the moment I introduce, like I tell them about quick catching, they're like, that's too much for me. Nope, can't do that. That's later problem. And then they do it later. They do pick it up eventually. So that's why I'm always hesitant to introduce quick catching to people too quickly.
I think it is this person a gamer outside of Pokemon Go? If the answer is yes, quick catch is an easy thing to introduce because people are used to going the extra mile. If Pokemon Go is like their first real game that they're playing hard and stuff with friends, or even just kind of like casually getting into it, I think that is a bit of a turn off in a lot of ways because they don't. I would imagine in that case, one of the appeals of the game is that it's very simple and accessible. I don't feel intimidated by like
tap and throw.
Right, right. And it's a beautiful game for that. That's why it appeals to all sorts of age groups. That being said, I've seen 7-year-olds doing quick catches and hitting excellent throws and playing better than Kyle and I combined. But you know, I think that's probably the cutoff. I'd imagine it's probably a case by case basis, especially if you hear them say, "Man, like you guys are catching 100. I've only caught like 45. Like, how are you doing this?" Then you'd be like, "Oh, well, we're all doing this technique called this, and I'd be happy to show you." You know?
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm a little bit torn on the suggestion about megas because megas are such a long-term thing that, you want to get started as soon as you can. But at the same time, you have to do mega raids to start. So that's like, I still think that the mega advice is intermediate. I think you get your your core maybe 5 or 6 types to level 30, 35 with gameplay. And then the next thing you worry about is I need to do every mega raid that rotates.
Yeah.
And I do think prioritizing a mega raid over a legendary raid for the first year that you play is probably the right decision.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah. Yeah, and we've had lots of conversations about prioritizing play, especially if you're free to play and stuff like that. That's a good point. It's a very good point. Thank you very much, Sarah Amanda. Appreciate the email as always. Very insightful. Thank you. We've got some emails as well, folks. So, Kyle, you want to take us away?
Yes, I love the name of this first email.
Oh, do you? Okay.
So funny. First email is from SAT score of 36. That's the name. I love it. Isn't the SAT out of 1600 and the ACT is the one that's out of 36? I only took the ACT, so I don't actually know.
I thought so too.
So that's why I think this name is hilarious.
Yeah, SAT score is from 400 to 1600.
Okay.
That is hysterical. I didn't even clock that. I didn't even clock that, and I still thought it was funny. That is very funny.
All right. Anyways. Hi, Chris and Kyle, longtime listener, first time emailer. Sorry in advance for the long email. Florges enjoyer here. I played the TCG a while ago and had the break card in my main deck, so it has a special place in my heart. But I agree that the comm day was really lackluster, especially at risk of being the dead horse, because they refused to give us the regional versions.
Amen.
There were all sorts of ways they could have done it or even monetized it. Some ideas were have add them into research, making them show up on incense or lures, and even to make it so that the 3 regional colors could come out of eggs since it was 1/4 hatch distance event. Rant over. Let me preface this next bit by saying I think that the change to Combat lures is an overall negative, and I don't think the lure change will be impactful for the game's revenue since very few people spend coins on lures, so there's no real reason for Niantic Scopely to be stingy with them.
Mm-hmm.
Now to play devil's advocate, as someone that has been printing lures, as you guys said, right now I'm at 350 showcase wins and 260 combined lures. Oh my God. Part of the problem. I'm not going to run out anytime soon. Unless I'm guesstimating incorrectly, there's 6 to 8 showcases per month, and winning 3 showcases seems to average 3 lures, so that's 21 on average each month. My local community has myself plus 2 other relatively serious players, so between the 3 of us that will end up with us being able to keep the 20 stops on the route we walk lured up the entire time without any issues. Additionally, any of the more casual players are unlikely to be playing for more than an hour without going to a meetup of some sort, so there's no real change for them anyways. I also like the fact that there's another way to get the backgrounds for frequent players other than the rather unreliable field research tasks. I do agree. I think at the same time, the fact that you have printed so many lures is the reason they want to do it, because if they don't, they never have a gold sink. They never have a sink. Sorry, that's the WoW coming through. They never have a resource sink in the game. You will never run out of lures ever if they didn't increase how many you needed to use by 3 to 7 times. But Before, your group only needed to use 20 each week or, once a month or whatever. Now you need to use 60 just for the same results. And if you want to keep playing after the event, that's another 20 and another 20 and another 20. So
that's a good point.
Significant.
It's a good point.
It's significant. Just with the example of the math that you did here, you average about 20 a month. 2 other people in your group also average 20 a month. That means that each community day drains you of your whole month's worth by itself. Just the 3 of you.
Yep.
So you're never actually in a net positive if you do every community day.
Big if.
For 3 hours.
But yeah.
And if you do more than 3 hours, you're actually in a negative. So I think if you keep playing it the same way, you might see your store of lures start to go down now. And you're not prepared for this.
No, well, maybe not mentally. Yeah.
Yeah. You're prepared for a long time. You won't notice the effect, but it will start to happen.
Yeah.
At least at the current rates.
Hopefully
this is not, of course,
it as like a reset and then we go back to normal. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Well, this is also, of course, not counting if you want to use any lures for like a raid day or another event that you're doing or anything like that. A research day, maybe you put down lures again.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Yeah, I think the idea, the real solution would actually be, I mean, this has been a solution, I suppose, even though we didn't care for it. Just start introducing more events that have lure-based bonuses, and then they'll just use more lures more often.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's more to the email, though, because they said, Metagross was actually one of the first few hundos I caught, so I'm happy to get the chance to finally mega it. I've been waiting since 2020. I'm also happy seeing another fast move to use the elite fast TMs on as opposed to getting even more legacy charge attacks. I think Shadow Claw will be interesting for PvP, but not too different from Meteor Mash for its overall win rate, even if the wins are against different mons.
Yeah.
Lastly, the PokéPoll question. I say that they should have a Yamask event on Emoji Day where they are costumed to hold an emoji instead of their masks.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I love that.
Also, at the very end, you mentioned that you accidentally had a radar equipped when your rocket balloon showed up. And I wanted to mention that if you fight a leader from a stop, even if it showed up as a leader in the balloon, it will swap to a grunt in the balloon if you don't have any more radars. Shiny vibes all, SAT score of 36.
I don't think that solves the problem.
Yeah, the problem is it when I'm at home. That's the big one. If I got if I have a grunt somewhere else, I'm like, okay, cool, I can fight that. But also, I have too many radars. Like right now, I think I have like 22 radars.
But the idea is that you're trying to save them for events, right? Where you need to use them, or for like a Giovanni research, right? And so, like, if you what it should be is that if you take it off, then when you go back to the instance of the balloon, it should check to see if you've equipped it or not, and then if you don't have it equipped, give you a grunt. Because in this case, you would be using up the reward or the radar and then getting your balloon, which defeats the purpose. Yeah. Right?
I do know why they don't do that though, because they don't want people like putting on the radar, seeing that it's the grunt or the leader they don't want to fight, and then taking the radar off.
Yeah.
They just want them to like, okay, your payment for not getting the leader you want, you don't get to use your balloon, which is fine. I just don't want the radar to auto equip. That's it. It's just don't auto equip.
Don't feel good. Don't feel good. Mm-mm.
Okay. Anyways,
thank you. SAT score of 36.
All right. Next emails from Trainer Famous, and they said, "Hey guys, Trainer Famous Amos 21 here. My Ditto idea to make it relevant in Pokemon Go and PvP.
Ooh.
Ditto should have access to select moves from other Pokemon in that league's meta, i.e. Pokemon from the Willpower Cup. You would need to pick those moves before battle starts. Then you can pick a form in which Ditto will take during the battle, i.e. Claydol. This gives the Ditto a fun advantage as the opponent is planning moves against a Claydol, but ends up getting hit with moves from Mandibuzz. This could even be a standalone event called a Ditto Cup so that it doesn't break PvP. I'm newer to PvP, so apologies ahead of time if this doesn't make sense. P.S. Love the pod, and you guys do a great job bringing PvP info to my ears. Cheers, Famous Amos." I think this might be intended for...
This is for PvP Corner. 100%. Yeah. Yeah. Guys, PvP Corner at GOCastPodcast.com is where you want to send this, and I'll forward it on to them. But since it's happening on our show, you'll also get an opinion from us, I suppose. That would be cool. I do like the fake out sort of stuff, but I do think that if they ever did something fun like that, first of all, it'd be a coding nightmare, so I'm not entirely sure they put the effort into doing that. But a Ditto Cup so it doesn't bring PvP is certainly what would happen. I don't think they would ever do this because it's all they would talk about at play Pokemon events.
Funny, though.
It would be very funny.
It was a Ditto Cup. You only could bring Dittos.
Yeah.
3 Dittos, 3 custom movesets, 3 custom faces. That said, I will say this feels more like it's designed for Zorua than it is for Ditto.
Oh, yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
Which still makes it great for Zorua, but yeah.
See, here's the thing though, right? Because if you're going against somebody in PvP, you don't know what the other Pokemon are until they put them out. So you're still playing blind with your stack of 3. And if you're defining what your stack of 3 are going to be, you're probably going to then pick a meta comp of those 3, right? They're just disguised as Dittos. So I'm not entirely sure what the mechanic actually would do in that case because your opponent's not going to see them until they come out anyway. They're just going to see the Ditto transform into what that Pokemon would have been otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure. I think there'd have to be another dimension to that for it to be. Maybe you would have a choice of 2 Pokemon it could be. And when you throw it out, you can choose. That would be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how you make it balanced necessarily.
I don't think you have to make it really balanced if it's just a fun cup, right?
It has to be fun. Like Lil Cup is not balanced at all. It's kind of a nightmare, but people have fun playing it, sort of.
It's for the babies, dude. It's for the babies.
It's for the babies.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you, Trainer Famous. Appreciate the email.
Our last email, I don't know how to pronounce your name, so I'm going to say...
It's in the first line of the email.
There you go. Okay, well, I was going to say WAG, so we'll see. Good morning. My name is WEAG, pronounced like league, but with a W, so WEAG.
Love that.
Decently long-time listener, first-time emailer. I'm curious to hear whether your intentions or reasons for playing Pokemon Go have changed over the years. Like many, I started on launch day in 2016, only to abandon the game for a number of years, as I lived in the middle of nowhere with no Pokestops in sight.
Oh, tragic.
I came back to the game in 2022 when I worked at a mall with stops and gyms galore. For the longest time, Go was a fun thing to play that was largely a vessel for me to collect shinies with the intention of moving them over to home and my Switch games. Towards the beginning of 2025, I began listening to your podcast and have since felt more motivated to actually play the game as intended. Go clearly has gone from an afterthought to a casual game to play with friends and would now consider myself one step below a die-hard player.
Yeah.
I wonder if you all have been die-hard since day one or had your motivation shifted over the past decade. Level 50 is well out of reach for me, but the grind to 40 before level refresh is well underway, and it should be hit with a little time to spare. Shiny vibes and the ability obligatory. Sorry for the long email. Weeg.
Love it. Love it. What do you think, Kyle?
All right. I mean, it's definitely stuff has changed over the years for me. I was unfortunately a day 2 player because I didn't download it the first day it came out. I had other priorities at the time, apparently.
Sure.
Which is to say another gacha game that absorbed 18 hours of my day every single day. We don't talk about it. It literally burned the screen into my phone in 2016. So,
oh my gosh.
Wow. You could see like the pause, select, and fast forward buttons in the corner.
Oh my God, dude. That's something else.
But I didn't really like go out, and I wasn't very adventurous when in 2016 I kind of just went to school and then came home, and that was it. So I played Go very, very casually for a couple months, and then I dropped it because there wasn't a whole lot there for me. And then I picked it back up in end of 2017, right? That would be the timeline. Middle of 2000. What is years? No,
we started our show in 2018. Yeah.
So I picked it up like early mid 2018.
Was it 2018? Who knows?
Yeah, it would have been 2018. And was a little bit more casual until I kind of got into the swing of things, and then I was pretty hardcore after the first GoFest that I went to, which was in 2018, because first GoFest was 2017, which you went to and almost died.
Yep.
And we treated Go as a collection game, as a socializing game, as a shiny hunting game. It was a very different time back then, all things considered. And then at a certain point, I had a breaking point where I'm like, I don't need to do every single thing in this game and I can still have fun. And I'm still far more hardcore than probably 90% of the player base, just because the player base is majority casual. But I'm much more casual than I used to be as a result.
Yeah, I feel like that's a decent read on the whole thing. July 1st, 2018 was our first episode.
So I started playing then in probably maybe a month or two before that again.
Yeah. I picked it up the day before it came out because I did the thing where I switched my Play Store to Australia to get it the day before because I wanted to do that. Played pretty hard that first summer and then put it down for about a year and then picked it back up and was playing. Pretty similar timeline. Kyle and I met in 2017, I think. Late 2017.
And 2017, yeah.
Yeah. And then we started doing the podcast and again, mid 2018. But I went to the first GoFest, but I wouldn't say that I was a hardcore player at that time. It was just, it happened to be in my local city.
It happened to be in Chicago, yeah.
Right. So, and then me and my buddy, a different Alex, we're going to go. The Alex who was our very first guest on our show, actually. I think he was episode 2 or 3. I don't remember. But yeah, I was not hard. I wasn't quote unquote hardcore for a very long time. And my intention with the game was to do a living dex for a while. I've since kind of given that up because it's very difficult to do with how many different variations there are of everything and stuff that you've missed. And I will say that my motivation with the game has changed, up and down, but the constant has been the podcast, right? And Kyle and I have said this on the show before. I feel like without the podcast, there were several times that him and I probably would have quit, stopped playing, or taken a break at the very least. Mm-hmm. And there was a time at the beginning of this year in January where Kyle and I, even though there was really cool stuff happening in the game, Kyle and I were both struggling at the same time with an intense bout of burnout.
Last November, I got hit really hard with Go burnout. It was hard.
Yep. And we're usually pretty good about if one of us is burning out, the other person's not too bad, right? And we can still kind of balance each other out. But December, January, we were both hurting big time. And I'm not sure if it really reflects in the shows. I know we talked about it a little bit, but we definitely were not playing as much. And since then we've come out of it, and it's summer and it's events, and there was GoFest and all this other stuff, yada yada. It was fun, and it kind of I know I said in February I went to Go Tour and put my head back on straight. It really did revitalize the game for me a bit because I saw people after a stretch of not seeing people. But I don't think I've ever really returned back to the hardest of hardcore that I was before. You and I were both doing full 6-hour community days, non-negotiable. Yeah. It's just what we were doing, right? But now both of us
the whole time. Just to be clear, there was
yes,
it was a straight 6 hours every time. And now I'm looking back, I'm like, how did I do that?
Exactly?
What was I doing?
How did we do that? And now it's sort of we both just play. Unless it's really super exciting, which there hasn't been one that we've been we have to get together to do this in a while. But for Flabebe or even other ones where it's not a huge deal or maybe no deal at all to us personally, I go out 30 minutes, finish the research, go home, no harm, no foul. I don't feel like I missed anything, right? But that sort of attitude kind of comes with time, and it's not with being jaded. It's being just experienced and having knowing yourself as a player, right? And so I feel like that's where we're at, But
both. Also at the same time, not just knowing yourself, but experiencing the game. When you've experienced 48 community days, and it's not one that you absolutely need to have, it's okay that you don't play the whole thing because you've done it. And you know whether you will have the most joy by doing all 3 hours or not.
Definitely. Yeah. Yep. I would agree. So the answer is yes. our attitude towards the game has changed and our goals have changed and stuff like that. And it's cool because we set our goals at the beginning of these shows and stuff like that. And we've sort of set it ourselves into like a pattern, right? Like I always hatch 50 eggs, right? I always want to, at least. For a while there, Kyle was working on his buddy progress. But if you look at our goals from like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 6 years ago, super different. Yeah. Really structured, really ambitious. And now we're just like, yeah, well, we know what we're going to get. We're going to get the new Pokemon and then we're going to work on our medals or whatever. Like, that's pretty much it, you know? So, yeah, safely, yes. And I feel like most people have played. But it's also really important, and I swear to God, we'll move on from this in a minute here, but it's important to acknowledge that the game has changed too, and what is required of a player to quote unquote do everything has changed. Some stuff has gotten much easier, so much easier, and some things have gotten more difficult to do, like all these different variations and stuff, and some exclusivity windows, right? So of course we're going to change along with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So there's that. If you would like to send us an email, just like these fine folks did, you could send it to mail@gocastpodcast.com. If you want to send us a voicemail, like those other fine folks did, you can by calling 262-586-7717. That's our website for all things GoCast Podcast. And follow us on X and Threads at GoCast Podcast. Also Instagram, although that's a little slow, especially during non-event seasons. But that'll pick up as soon as we're back in, you know, the flow of things. And we are both optimistically planning on going to Go Tour together this year. With, like I said, I think last week. Yeah. So this will be Kyle's first in-person Go Tour event. He's done all the globals. But that'll be very exciting, especially if it's at Rose Bowl, because you actually get to see what I've been telling you about for like 2 years now. Which would be really, really cool.
It'll probably be there. Let's be real.
Yeah. So usually when I have Kyle there to remind me, I'm much better about taking photos. So we will do our best to put stuff on Instagram there. But yeah, if you'd like to help support the show monetarily and get access to our Patreon exclusive Discord, you can do that via Patreon. That website is spelled patreon.com/GoCast podcast. Just Google us too. We have great SEO. I swear I didn't have anything to do with it. So thank you, whatever influence that was. You're the best. And speaking of patrons, shout out to our elite trainer tier patrons. Kyle, would you do the honors?
All right. Shout out to Bo, Daniel, Lori, Michael, Ozzy, Arkham, Marvin, Mimi, Swartz, Thayer, Jason, Justin, Charles, Motters, Lee, William, Brandon, Ethan, Stephen, Nick, our favorite listener, Drew 2, Camo, The Ugly Rock, Jacob, Victoria, Sarah Lord, Memorandums, Nabil, Tish, Jacob, Matthew, Don, John Paul, Micah, Sean, Dave, Nessicall, Purple Opal, Nurglefon, Beta Ski, Cyprian, Don, Fear the Turtle, Chad, Everdark, Raven, and Louise.
You did it.
Your face, I have it on the second monitor.
Yeah.
Your face made me think I skipped a name partway through there.
Why?
You like your face went up, your eyebrows went up, and I was like, he's gonna correct me. He's gonna say I messed up.
No. You corrected yourself. You said you didn't get Opal and Purple Opal right. Which is
it was much
that's the name of your dog.
It was much earlier. It was like around Motters. I thought you made a face, and I was like,
sorry.
oh no.
No, this is just my face, bro. I don't know. There is going to be video playback, so maybe I'll look at it in the edit and be like, oh, I did make a face. Yeah, look at that. Well, thank you very much to our Elite Trainer Tour patrons for helping us keep the digital lights on, amongst other things. You are the best. We love you to death. Thank you. If you'd like to help support the show another way without money, you can for free by leaving us a review. It helps a lot. Please consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. We're so stinking close. That'd be incredible. And yeah, I guess we just got to set some goals and then we are out of here, Mr. Kyle. So coming up, we've got tomorrow for us, this time of recording, Mega Camerupt Raid Day. And then this week is going to be the Steel Skyline event with Duraludon and all that cool other stuff. So what are we thinking, Mr. Kyle?
Got to get a Duraludon.
Yep.
I'm gonna try and get a Mega Camerupt. I don't know. I'm looking for those friends doing the raids because I do have work tomorrow, unfortunately. Gonna do Giovanni this week. I swear. I promise.
Okay.
That's gonna happen. And then 350,000 experience because I think there's gonna be less of a gap between our recordings this week. So.
Ideally, yeah. For myself, Mega Camerupt and Duraludon as well. I'd like to maybe get a shiny Duraludon. We'll see. That's the pipe dream goal for this week. and 50 eggs hatched. I'm at 37, I think, right now. So between the rest of the day and tomorrow, I might be able to get that done. We'll see. And then I've got Monday as well, ish. No, because Monday's when the screenshot rolls over for the adventure sync. What's it called? Adventure sync summary. That's what I'm looking
Summary.
for.
I was like, what are you talking about?
What word? Summary. So we'll see. Hopefully that gets done. But that's it for us. Thank you so much for listening all the way through. We'll see you guys next time for episode 343, the Halo episode. And we'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.